Okay, so now let's work with question 7. What is happening with question 7? Let's quickly go through it and let's see how it goes. So here it says we do with 7a, differentiate, then it gives us part A, we have f of x being equal to 3x squared minus 2 cos x. Remember to pause, try it on your own, and then we do it. Now what is f dash x? Let's do the derivative. What is this going to be? Well, you just say 2 times 3, you get 6x to the 1. You reduce the power by 1, okay? 2 times 3 is 6x. Minus, what is the derivative of 2 cos x? We say 2 comes out. What is the derivative of cos x? It's negative sine x. You must remember your derivative of your trig things, okay? All 6 of them. This becomes 6x minus 2 times a minus becomes a plus 2 sine x, and this is going to be your final solution. We go to B now, okay? If you even want, you can factor out 2, you get 3x plus sine x. I mean, if you want to just write it in a fancy way, but this is still fine. Let's go to part B, okay? I mean, maybe I could just leave this for those who want to write it this way. Part B now, we have P being equal to tan q. So they're just changing things. They're giving you different functions. Now it's p and q over 1 plus tan q, okay? Of course, we can differentiate this, okay? We should first have our u. So you would say this right now. Remember, we cannot split a denominator. So please don't split the denominator. Once you see a denominator having 2 parts, leave it like that. Go ahead and use your quotient rule. So this will be my u. Let me put it. This is going to be my u. This is going to be my v. So you say let u be equal to tan q and v be equal to 1 plus tan q. Now, what is u prime? U prime will be, what's the derivative of tan? It's sec squared. So it's sec squared q. Okay, because it's tan q. So it's sec squared of q. Then v prime will be, derivative of 1 is 0 plus the derivative of tan is sec squared q again. So now we can now say the derivative of p, dp dq. It's with respect to q, because here we see p is in terms of q. Derivative of p with respect to q is going to be low, which is v, d high, u prime, minus high, u, d low, v prime, over square the bottom, v squared, which is going to be low is v. Remember that this v is your low. It just means the denominator. High is this. So it's low d high. We've said it many times. Low d high minus high d low over square the bottom. Don't forget that. So what is it going to be? My v, I just go and take 1 plus tan q. If you mix it up, you can get it wrong to say high d low. No, it's low d high minus high d low over square the bottom. So low, what is u prime? D high sec squared q minus high, which is tan. This whole thing is being affected by the negative. Negative is going to affect everything which is now coming. Minus high, which is tan q, that's high, the u. D low, which is the derivative of the bottom, which is v prime. It is tan q is multiplying sec squared q. And it is all over square the bottom, which is v. So it's v I squared outside. So it'll be 1 plus tan q. And I say all squared. What am I going to have now? This is going to be sec squared times 1. It becomes sec squared q plus sec squared q times tan q is going to be tan. It's tan q sec squared q. Minus now this whole thing, which is tan q times sec squared. So it's going to be tan q sec squared q. Okay. And it's now all over square the bottom, 1 plus tan q all squared. And this will cancel because one is positive, the other is negative. And you remain with sec squared q over 1 plus tan q. Okay, 1 plus tan q all squared. This is what you have now, okay? And you could have this as your final solution, all right? And if you want to flex, you can, you know that when things are dividing, if you see the top being squared, the bottom being squared, means the squared was outside everything. You can do it. So it's like you say sec q, because sec squared is like the squared is actually outside, but we never write it like that. We just put it inside, but it's actually outside. So we can say sec q and 1 plus tan q like this. Then we say all squared outside. Still the same thing, because here you'd put the squared on this and on the bottom. So on the bottom, it'll be outside. On the top, it's just going to be sec squared. So here's another thing. It's like you're flexed, okay? That's just, it's not necessary, but for those who want to flex. Here's your solution. Now we go to C. Goodbye.